How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today, as the title says, I'm going to go find my fourth Koenigsegg. Now this Koenigsegg is at a dealership literally 5 minutes from where I work up in Orange County. I've been commuting from San Diego to Orange County for work every morning for the past like 2.5 weeks because I finished my apartment lease up in Irvine. So it's been a little bit crazy. So normally I just bolt home right after work, but today I'm going to take some time and just go over to this dealership and check it out. Hopefully it's still there. I'm crossing my fingers. It's still on the website, but so this will be my fourth Koenigsegg. It is a 2008 black CCX. So it'll be really cool to see this. I'm really bummed I can't go to Car Week this year in Monterey because there's going to be like 15 Koenigseggs or something like that. So this will have to do since I can't make it up there. So just got off work, just got back to my car in the parking lot. So we're going to go ahead and go over there and hopefully we can find this thing. So this dealership is called iLusso, and they focus in not just supercars but like hypercars. So their inventory is usually pretty crazy. They usually have a P1, LaFerrari, some of the crazy, you know, hypercars, and occasionally they'll get a Koenigsegg. I think this is their first Koenigsegg that I have seen on their website. So hopefully, like I said, it's still there. All right, we're approaching the dealership. I'm gonna pull into this side street here. Is it in the showroom? Yes, it is. Alright, so we made it to the dealership, casually greeted by Gallardo and Huracan in the back here, as well as some other high-priced automobiles, but what I'm most interested in is out front over here, and they have a pretty crazy inventory aside from this Koenigsegg on top of it, so we'll go ahead and check a little bit of everything while we're here. Alright, so we made it in the showroom here. Got the one-off Transformers Bugatti Veyron Vitesse. Pretty crazy Aventador on ADV1 wheels. Bunch of other stuff here, but of course, the cars that I'm most obsessed with. Koenigsegg CCX. Not the CCX in particular, but just Koenigsegg cars in general. So this car, I believe, is chassis number 46. It's in the 40s. I have it written down, but I'll put it in this description. But this is one of the 2008 CCXs. My first Koenigsegg I actually ever saw was a black CCX like this, except it didn't have the Dimag wheels. It had the chrome, I think, 11-spoke wheels from Koenigsegg. So it was pretty much an identical car to this, which is kind of crazy because when I first saw this car online, I thought that this was the car that I had seen back in 2009 when I first saw Koenigsegg for the first time. But turns out this car is slightly different. I think it was one of the very first CCXs delivered into the United States, and it was delivered originally to a guy in Arizona. So he had that for a while, and then I don't know, it was stayed over there, and then it came over here, and it was actually featured on a TV show called Supercars Exposed with Tanner Faust back in the day. So if you ever watched that show, this car was on there. But it's crazy to just see one of these. Those, like I said, this is my fourth Koenigsegg. First Koenigsegg, a black CCX, and then the other two were at the same time, a silver CCX, and then the blue carbon Agera R. This car is so insanely clean, like literally the paint is just like a mirror. Aside from the minor dust that settled on it, the paint is pretty much perfect. That's one thing that Koenigsegg is known for, is they apply an extra thick clear coat and paint so that it's easy to detail and get swirls out and keep it in pristine condition. So you can see this car has the Koenigsegg Ghost to show that this car was built when they were in the fighter jet hangars at the disused Air Force Base in Sweden. So that was the fighter squadron logo that they decided to keep and keep the tradition going, because like the jets had on it back in the day. So these wheels, I think they're magnesium, obviously center lock, and then the outer lip is carbon fiber. And what's cool about this car, even compared to the new Koenigsegg's, is this one is a 6-speed manual, so that is very rare. hard to see in the camera, but you can actually see the door mechanism, the dihedral synchrohelix door hinge, which is one of Koenigsegg's most reputable things that they're known for, is the crazy doors. So there's no plastic bits on this car anywhere. I mean, I don't know about anywhere, but maybe like a coolant bottle. But I know they make a lot of those out of carbon fiber and metal. But literally everything is carbon here. So there's carbon bits on the wing. Obviously, like I said, on the outer part of the wheels. And inserts, the headlight housings are carbon. Front lip is carbon. And of course, the other thing that Koenigsegg is known for is the removable hardtop. So you can take this roof panel off, it's one big piece, open up the trunk here, and it fits perfectly in. And the car is still very rigid and can be, you know, is strong and maintains the rigidity even with the roof off. And then another cool thing is these little blades on the top here create a vortex when the wind comes over the top of the car and helps to channel air down into the intake for the engine. And then this car has the small wing that Koenigsegg first came out with, or I don't know if they came out with it after the Stig crashed on Top Gear, but it was one of the early wings that Koenigsegg had developed before they didn't even have wings on their cars, and it was it didn't have nearly as much downforce. Another interesting tidbit about these cars is there's actually a startup procedure that you have to do when you start the car, and you have to push a series of buttons in that center set of circular oriented buttons to actually get the car to start. And that's how you control the windows and the lights and stuff like that on the inside. So coming over to the passenger side of the car, I actually noticed this in the window here. This is actually the original window sticker for the car, and it's clear, so it's hard to see, but interesting fact that this car was built in May of 2007. It weighs a total of 3,483 pounds. It's a 2008, originally sold for $930,000 with $72,000 in options. Which were, so the carbon fiber wheels that I had said, those were an $18,000 option, rear view camera $3,900 option, carbon ceramic brakes $23,400 option, GPS $6,500 option, and the rear wing was an $8,700 option. So quite an expensive little rear wing that is. And then the final, the side skirts and lamps, I'm guessing in carbon fiber, yep, for $11,500. So that was a little breakdown of the price of the options on this car. And it was originally came through the port of Los Angeles, obviously made in Sweden and Ängelholm. It was air freighted here, 15 city miles per gallon and 24 highway, so not too bad for a twin turbo or twin supercharged V8 hypercar. So Koenigsegg's, all their new cars are twin turbocharged. This car actually has two twin centrifugal superchargers, and I think it makes around 840, 850 horsepower, and the car is very light. Alright, so that's gonna wrap up my little feature of this black CCX here. It's really cool to come see this car. Figured I'd come see it since it was only down the street from work before I head home. But it's always a treat to see these in person, and I keep a personal log of the specs on all the ones I've seen and chassis numbers. So this is just adds another one to the list. And a lot more just got delivered recently. A bunch of Agera RSs and a Regera as well. So hopefully I'll be seeing those in the near future at some car shows up in Orange County, so I can continue to grow the list of Koenigsegs I've spotted. But just to give you guys an idea, so this said Iluso, so they do a lot of hypercar sales here, and the showroom does not disappoint. They actually had a lot more here just recently, but then they shipped a lot of cars off to be sold up at Monterey Car Week. So they had I think 2 LaFerraris, an Enzo, or something like that beforehand. But I honestly like the Koenigsegg's the best, but this is cool to see. It's the first time I've ever seen this, the Transformers Bugatti Veyron Vitesse, a one-off car. I've had this car in inventory for a while, so I don't know if they're just asking a lot or what, or if not many people are in the market for a Transformers themed Bugatti, but I'm pretty sure that this is actually painted on the car. This is not a wrap or a decal of any kind. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around and checking out that black Koenigsegg with me. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the facts that I said over the video, but it's always a treat to see that car. They're my favorite cars in the world, ultimate dream car. So if I ever win the lottery, you'll definitely see me behind the wheel of one of those. But thanks again guys. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll be happy to answer them. And otherwise from that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Cause aside from my soul,